Hello, welcome to level 1 of this 3-part Pilates foundation course. To begin, take yourself to the centre of the mat, hold onto the backs of the thighs, sit tall, take a deep inhale and exhale to tuck your tailbone under, roll yourself down to the mat. Your feet can come apart, the knees can gently knock together just so that your legs are perfectly relaxed. We're going to start by closing our eyes, take your hand onto your tummy, a deep inhale through the nose, swelling the lungs, exhaling and pulling your tummy button away from your hands, pressing the tummy button down towards the spine, engaging the core. We'll do 5 breaths like this, each time taking in more oxygen, each time expelling more, feeling more and more relaxed with every breath. As we go through this course, the exercises will become gradually harder through the 3 programs, so work your way from this one to the second to the third. And now that we're feeling centered, hands down by the side, ready for our first exercise, which will be the 100. The knees can come apart, take a deep inhale and exhale as you peel your shoulder blades away from the floor. Keep a space between your chin and your chest and start to pulse your arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for another 5 beats. Each time you exhale, try to lift your shoulders just a tiny bit higher. Feel plenty of power pushing through the heels, the lower back pressed into the floor, the core muscles engaged, and try to pull your hip bones together on each exhale, engaging the deepest, lowest part of your core. And every time you inhale, drawing more and more oxygen into the body, feeding the muscles, preparing you for the rest of the workout. If your neck feels tired or strained here, feel free to take your hands behind the head and just breathe with me for the rest of the exercise. And from here, settle your shoulders back down into the floor. One knee at a time can pull into your chest and gently hug your knees to release your spine. And now going into our pelvic tilts, the feet will be hip distance apart, the knees apart also. We're going to start with a neutral spine, inhale deep into the chest. As you exhale, pull your pubic bone towards your chest, gently lifting the tailbone away from the floor. And all the way through this exercise, we can keep our shoulder blades pressed down into the mat. Inhale as you release your hips back to the floor, creating a space between your lower spine and the mat. This is your neutral spine. And each time you exhale, feeling that lovely release through the lower spine, the tension in the tummy as you exhale and pull your pubic bone to your chest. Your glutes warming up here as well. Those are the muscles that control your bottom. And as we work through this exercise, feeling a greater range of motion with each repetition as the spine warms up and the muscles surrounding start to kick into gear. Okay, we're going to keep our breathing deep and slow here, remembering to engage our core as we exhale, pulling the tummy button in towards the spine, feeling as though somebody is wrapping their hands around your waist and shrinking your waist, flushing out every drop of oxygen in your body. This exercise is ideal for when you have a lower back problem or you're feeling tight through that area. The knees can come back into the chest now. Give them a gentle hug. And then from here, the hands can press down into the floor. Feel free to use your arms to stabilize your body. The knees will be over the hips, try not to take them over the tummy. And then on your exhale, fully extend your legs, pushing your toes up towards the ceiling. Working the quads, stretching the hamstrings, and as you lift the legs, really press your lower back into the floor. Try to feel that feeling of strength between your tummy button and your pelvis, the lowest part of your transversus abdominis. All the time we're doing this, we're going to keep our shoulders nice and open, allowing as much oxygen into the body as we inhale. Try to feel as though your shoulder blades are squeezing together, engaging the upper back. And when you're doing any of these exercises, if you feel any pain in your lower back, please stop, have a rest and join in for the next exercise. Trying to keep the neck nice and relaxed. All of this work being performed by the quads, the tummy, the hip flexors. Just do as many as you can here, and then take the knees into the chest. The head can rock from side to side to release the neck. Ready to take the feet down to the floor for criss-cross. The hands will lightly press into the back of the head, trying not to use your arms to support your head. Elbows far apart, and as you exhale, peel one shoulder blade up and away from the floor, taking the shoulder, not the elbow, towards the opposite knee. And all the time you're doing this, try to keep the elbows as far apart as possible, the lower back pressing into the floor. Exhaling as you lift, squeezing out every drop of air, feeling the obliques working really hard here. As you move on to the harder programs, there'll be more difficult versions of this exercise, but please carefully work your way through the exercises to make sure that you're as strong and safe as possible. We should feel only light pressure through the feet through this exercise. And again, try to keep a space between your chin and your chest. Imagine that you're holding a peach that you don't want to bruise just between your chin and your chest. This will ensure that your upper spine, your cervical spine, your neck remains as neutral as possible, and we can avoid any strains. And again, exhale as you lift and twist through the torso. The hands can come down to the side. The feet and knees can come together. Bring the hands just a little bit wider than the width of the mat. Inhale as you drop both knees down to one side, keeping the feet stacked one on top of the other, and exhale as you pull the tummy button in towards the spine, using the tummy muscles to bring the knees back to the center. Again, inhale as you drop the knees down, and all the time we'll keep the shoulder blades pressing into the floor. This will ensure that all of this movement is being created through the waist, using the core muscles as much as possible to perform this move. And let's have a little check on the breathing. Exhaling as you bring the knees to the center. Inhaling as you drop the knees off to the side. And while we're doing all of these exercises, try to keep the face relaxed, the muscles around the forehead, around your eyes. Keep your jaw relaxed. Focus all of your energy on your core and your technique. As always, let's keep those shoulders really open. Keep squeezing those lift doors together. And you'll find with each repetition, you should be able to bring the knees comfortably down a little bit further as your spine mobilizes and the muscles surrounding the base of your spine gently stretch. This is a great exercise to do in the morning, just to loosen everything up and get you moving. Okay, the knees can come back into the chest again. A very quick release. Lie down on your side. Lining up your heels to your bottom, reach your arm out, rest your head down on your arm. Make sure that your top hip and your top knee are lined up with the lower. Your top hand can come ahead of you, palm down into the floor for support. And on your next exhale, open the knees. Inhaling as you squeeze the knees together, almost touching, feeling as though you're pushing through treacle as you open the knees and squeezing a beach ball as you close. Again, exhaling as you open, keeping that top hip in line all the time. Inhale to lower down. As you exhale, pulling the tummy button in towards the spine. As you inhale, filling the chest, taking in as much oxygen as possible. Exhaling and pushing the knee up, feeling that work through the top glute. All the time working hard to keep all of your muscles engaged. Your heels stay together the whole time. Exhale, push the knee. Inhaling to lower. And it doesn't matter that your glutes are feeling a little bit worn out by now. It's a very small muscle that we're working. Last few here. Inhale to lower. And you're done. Give the muscle a little rub if you need to. Bring the top knee forward. Push the lower knee back. Your lower hand can reach out ahead of you. Exhale as you open up the chest, completely relaxing the whole body, just feeling that top shoulder falling down towards the mat. Breathing into the stretch, keeping your jaw relaxed, and just taking a moment to stretch. Bring the arm back now and push yourself up to sitting. Over to the other side. And again, firstly check that your heels are in line with your bottom. Knees are one on top of the other. Nice and relaxed through the neck as you rest your head on your arm. Top hand supporting you. And as you exhale, pushing that top knee open, making sure that the hip stays in line with the lower hip. And really focusing on the breathing now. As you inhale, lower the knees, fill the chest. As you exhale, really pulling the tummy tight, and start to think about breathing like this throughout your daily life. Every time you remember, engage your core as you exhale. Inhale to relax your shoulders, taking the breath deeper and deeper. Exhale, open your knees. Feeling the deeper muscles of the hip working really hard. Exhale to open. Inhale to close, squeezing the heels together all the time. Sending that focus deep into the glutes. Barely touching the knees together. Pulling the tummy tight as you exhale and open the knees. Last few here. Try to keep your shoulder pulled away from your ear. And your neck nice and relaxed. And it doesn't matter if you don't have a great range of movement on this exercise, it will improve in time. Okay, lovely. Let's take the top knee forward now. The lower knee can push back slightly. The lower arm can reach ahead of you, and the top arm can just reach away, opening the chest. Breathing deeply. Feel free to close your eyes, just rest and enjoy the moment. Okay, well done, let's move on. And when you're ready, onto the hands and knees, going into the plank, everybody's favourite exercise. We'll drop down onto the floor to begin. Take the elbows underneath the shoulders. Your legs can be straight out behind you, and then gently bend your knees just to take the feet away from the floor. So your weight is now between your thighs and your elbows. As you exhale next, tuck your tailbone under, pull your pubic bone to your chest, so much so that your body lifts away from the floor. And we're just going to hold it here and breathe. Every single inhale, taking the breath deep, and with every exhale, pulling the hip bones together at the front, feeling the rib cage closing and the tummy button pulling up and in towards the spine, engaging the whole core. Try to make sure that your shoulders don't shrug here. We're going to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Try to keep the neck long, eyes down on the mat so that the neck remains neutral. And just holding and breathing. There are lots of different variations of the plank. We're just going to start with this one. They'll get harder and harder through the course of this series. Okay, we're nearly there. Keep holding, keep breathing. If your lower back feels uncomfortable, just come out of it and go into the child's pose. Well done. Okay, the knees can tuck underneath the body. The hips can drop down to the heels and the forehead to the knees. Inhale deeply as you open up the lower vertebrae, and then as you exhale, slowly rebuild the spine, feeling that lovely stretch and release from the top to the bottom of the spine. Okay, last exercise. This one's called rolling like a ball. You'll see why in a moment. The hands can come onto the kneecaps. Find yourself sitting high on your sitting bones, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling, and the space between your heels and bottom and shoulders and knees will remain the same throughout this exercise. Okay, as you inhale next, tuck your tailbone under, chin to chest, roll back and exhale to pop yourself back up to the top. Inhale, roll back, exhale, roll up. And as you come to the top, a nice flat, long spine. Exhale to come up. Feel free to press your feet into the floor as you come to the top. Try not to roll back onto your neck with this one. We want complete control. Try to imagine that your spine is the shape of the base of a rocking horse. So as you roll back, keep that curved shape all the way through until the last moment when you roll up and come to a nice tall sitting position. Last few here, should be feeling it through the tummy, the shoulders, the chest, and that lovely massage on the spine. This is the last one. Well done. Wrap your arms around your thighs, tuck your tailbone under further, and gently pull away, opening up the shoulder blades and releasing the back. That was level 1. Hope to see you again for level 2. Check out the website for more videos. Bye bye.